Hey there, and welcome to the conversation that could change everything for you. We're talking about that magic word side hustle. I know, you're busy. You've got a job, a life, responsibilities. But what if I told you that hidden within the cracks of your day, that hour you spend scrolling, that weekend morning you sleep in, lies a gold mine? An untapped reservoir of potential just waiting for you to stick a shovel in and start digging. This isn't about quitting your day job tomorrow. It's about starting something for you. Let's get one thing straight right now. The idea that you need a boatload of cash or a fancy MBA to start a business is a total myth. The truth is, the most powerful empires often start small. They begin with a simple idea, a spark of passion, and a commitment to take that first, tiny, imperfect step. Let's talk about Sarah. When her story began, Sarah was the definition of ordinary. She worked a 9-to-5 job as an administrative assistant in a corporate office. The work was stable, but it was draining her soul one spreadsheet at a time. She felt like a tiny cog in a giant impersonal machine. But Sarah had a flicker of curiosity. She saw how much the world was changing with technology and started wondering if she could be a part of it instead of just watching it happen from her desk. She started with a simple Google search: how to learn to code for free. That one search opened up a universe of possibilities. Sarah dedicated 1 hour every night after her day job to learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. She called it her power hour. It was her time, and she protected it fiercely. While her friends were binge-watching the latest series, she was building her first clunky-looking webpage. It was slow, it was often frustrating, and there were many nights she wanted to give up. After about 6 months of consistent effort, Sarah felt brave enough to take on her very first client. She went on a freelance platform and put in a bid for a tiny project, updating the text and images on a local bakery's website. Completing that first small job and receiving her first payment, a mere $100, was a monumental moment. It was proof that she could do this. Sarah's journey was far from smooth. One of her biggest challenges was imposter syndrome. Even after landing a few small clients, that nagging voice in her head whispered that she was a fraud. To overcome this, Sarah did something brilliant and brave. She embraced transparency. Instead of pretending to know everything, she was honest with her clients. This approach didn't make her look weak. It made her look trustworthy and dedicated. Another major hurdle was time management. To overcome burnout, she created strict boundaries. She scheduled her side hustle work into her calendar, just like a doctor's appointment. This prevented her from burning out and made her work sessions far more productive. Within 2 years, Sarah's side hustle was generating more income than her full-time salary. She was earning over $120,000 a year just from her web development clients. She finally said goodbye to her cubicle and went full-time with her business, a coding queen who had built her own kingdom from scratch. Now, let's meet Michael, a high school history teacher who loved his students but felt the financial squeeze of a modest salary. Michael was passionate about history, but he also had another, more delicious passion: baking. Specifically, he made the most incredible melt-in-your-mouth cinnamon rolls you could ever imagine. It was an old family recipe, and he'd bake them on weekends as a way to de-stress. He'd bring the extras into the teacher's lounge on Monday mornings, and they would disappear in minutes. His colleagues would rave, telling him, "Michael, you could sell these." For a long time, he just laughed it off. The inspiration came from an unexpected place, a parent-teacher conference. A parent who owned a local coffee shop said, "If you ever decide to sell those, I'd be your first customer. I'd love to carry them in my shop." He started incredibly small, with zero risk. The coffee shop owner agreed to a trial run. Michael would bake 24 rolls and she would sell them on consignment, meaning he only got paid for what sold. The next morning, he got a text message, a picture of the empty display case with the caption, "Sold out in 90 minutes, we need double for tomorrow." Michael was floored. As demand grew, he hit a physical limit. His home kitchen was tiny and his oven could only bake 12 rolls at a time. He was at a crossroads, either stay small and turn down business or figure out how to grow. His solution was discovering ghost kitchens, shared commercial kitchen facilities that rent out space by the hour. He could access professional-grade, health department-approved kitchens without the massive overhead of a long-term lease. Within 18 months, his cinnamon roll business, which he named the Rolling Pin, was grossing over $8,000 a month in revenue, all while he continued to teach. The extra income allowed his family to pay off debt, take amazing vacations, and build significant savings. Our final story is about Jessica, a recent college graduate working an entry-level marketing job. She lived in a small apartment in a big city and desperately missed having a dog. Her lease didn't allow pets, and her salary barely covered her expenses. But she adored animals and found herself volunteering at the local shelter on weekends just to be around them. She was passionate, reliable, and deeply understood what animals needed to feel safe and happy. The idea sparked during a conversation with a coworker who was frantically trying to find someone to watch her dog while she went on vacation. Professional kennels were expensive and impersonal, and she didn't want to burden her friends. Jessica immediately offered, "I'll do it, I'd love to." She spent the week showering the dog with attention, long walks, and constant photo updates. When the coworker returned, she was overjoyed and paid Jessica handsomely. To get started, Jessica took a grassroots approach. She designed a simple, colorful flyer advertising her personalized pet and house-sitting services, promising peace of mind for you, a paradise for your pet. She printed 100 copies and posted them on community bulletin boards in coffee shops, libraries, and, most importantly, local pet stores and veterinary clinics. Her initial investment was less than $20. Her biggest challenge was building trust. To overcome this, Jessica focused on hyper-professionalism. She insisted on a meet and greet with every potential client, coming prepared with references, Idaho copy, and detailed questions about the pet's routine. This level of preparation immediately put owners at ease and set her apart from more casual sitters. She wasn't just a girl who liked dogs, she was a professional service provider. Jessica's pet-sitting side hustle grew faster than she imagined. Word of mouth was her most powerful marketing tool. Soon, she was so busy she had to turn down requests. Instead of seeing this as a limitation, she saw it as an opportunity to scale by building a team. Within 3 years, her side hustle was a legitimate six-figure business, earning over $150,000 a year in profit. She eventually quit her marketing job to run her pet care empire full-time. So what do the stories of Sarah, Michael, and Jessica teach us? They show us that wealth isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's available to anyone with courage, creativity, and a willingness to take action. None of them started with a grand plan or pile of money. Sarah started with a free online course. Michael started with a single tray of cinnamon rolls. Jessica started with a $20 flyer. Now it's your turn. Right now, I want you to think. What's your cinnamon roll? What's your coding skill? What's your passion for pets? It doesn't have to be a world-changing invention. Don't get caught in the trap of thinking you need to have it all figured out. You don't. You just need to start. The universe rewards action, not indecision. Your journey from ordinary to extraordinary is waiting for you. The time is now. The power is yours. Go out there and start building.